Today, we're diving into the fascinating work of Taoist master Mantak Chia. We're going to explore a really ancient system that has some powerful answers for the pressures of modern life, all centered around a radical idea: cultivating your own life force energy. So let me just start with the big question, the one this whole system is built on. What if you could take all that stress, the anger, the anxiety that you feel, and instead of letting it just drain you, you could actually recycle it, like turn it into usable, positive energy? That's the core promise we're going to unpack today. Okay, so let's get right into it. To even begin to understand how this whole energy recycling thing works, we first have to get a handle on the fuel source itself. It's a concept the Taoists call qi. Simply put, qi is life force. It's the juice, the animating spark in every living thing. You can think of it as the electricity that's running through all the circuits in your body. And in this system, pretty much everything, your health, your energy levels, even how long you live, it all comes down to the quality and the free flow of your qi. Now, I know this can sound a little abstract, but this analogy makes it super clear. Think of your body like a car. The original qi you're born with, that's your car battery. It gives you that initial spark to get going. But the acquired qi, the energy you get from food and air, that's the alternator. It keeps the whole system running day to day and can even recharge the battery. So the whole game is to live off the alternator's current, right? Not to drain your original battery down to nothing. So if qi is our vital energy, what's draining the battery so fast? Well, the Taoists point a finger at a very modern-sounding problem: our own internal pollution, our emotional garbage. Take a look at this number. 4,550. Just a number on a screen. What on earth could that possibly represent? That is the number of gallons of actual physical trash an average family of 3 throws out in a single year. It's a staggering amount of waste that we have to haul away and dump somewhere, right? And this brings us right to the heart of the problem. Because as Mantak Chia says, we produce an equally huge amount of emotional garbage. All the stress, the worry, the anger, it all builds up. And just like with physical trash, we've only got 2 options, right? We either let it pile up inside of us, making us sick, or we dump it on someone else, polluting our relationships and our environment. But what if there was a third option? What if, instead of storing it or dumping it, you could actually recycle it? This is where the practical side of this system kicks in, and it starts with a technique called the inner smile. Okay, now, this is a really crucial concept. The ancient Taoists observed that specific negative emotions tend to get stuck in specific organs. So anger and moodiness congest the liver, worry and anxiety knot up the spleen and stomach, and that deep fear, it just depletes the kidneys. And they didn't just see these as metaphors, they saw them as actual energetic blockages that literally drain an organ's life force. So the inner smile is this beautiful meditation for transforming that stuck energy. It's surprisingly simple. First, you just become aware of what you're feeling. Say you notice you feel angry. Okay. Instead of pushing it away, you turn your attention inward, and you send a feeling of a genuine smile, like real warmth and acceptance, directly to your liver. This simple act can relax the organ, loosen the blockages, and start to transform that trapped energy back into usable, positive life force. All right, so once you start recycling this emotional energy, you've got more fuel in the tank. The next logical question is, what do you do with it? Where does it go? This brings us to the central practice for circulating this new, refined energy, the microcosmic orbit. You can think of this as the main energy highway in your entire body. It's a complete circuit that connects 2 of the most important energy channels you have. And learning how to consciously move qi through this specific loop, well, that's the absolute foundation of Taoist energy cultivation. So, how does it actually work? Well, using just your mind, your focus, you guide the energy. You start at your navel, you bring it down to the base of your spine, and then you draw it all the way up your back, over the top of your head, and then let it flow down the front of your body, right back to where you started at the navel. You're literally creating a continuous, flowing loop of revitalizing energy. Now you might be wondering, why is circulating this energy so important? Well, the ancient Taoist masters had a very direct and pretty memorable warning about it. And here's the crucial point. As you cultivate more energy, or even just when you experience really intense emotions, that energy naturally tends to rise up. If it gets stuck up in your head or in your heart, it can cause all sorts of problems, what they called overheating. The microcosmic orbit is the safety valve. It draws that excess energy down and distributes it evenly throughout your entire system, keeping you balanced, grounded, and cool. So, when you start to put all these pieces together, understanding what qi is, recycling your emotions, circulating that energy, it all points to a really profound shift in how you see yourself. Ultimately, this path isn't about looking for something outside of yourself. It's not about relying on external rituals or gurus. The entire laboratory is inside you. It's a path of learning to listen to your own body, to trust its incredible wisdom, and to use your own internal resources as the primary tools for health, balance, and real growth. So, the final takeaway is really a question for you. This ancient Taoist system gives us a map, and it suggests that your body isn't just flesh and bone, but an entire inner universe of energy and consciousness, just waiting to be explored. The only question is, are you ready to begin the exploration?